Did you know you can make a full documentary that looks like it got aired on the History Channel for free with AI? I'm talking about having a deep narrator voice with the same slow dramatic scenes, you know, the kind pulling millions of views right now. In this video, I'll walk you through the exact workflow and show you the one setting that makes a huge difference between a real documentary and obvious AI slop. So the whole documentary, and I mean the script, the narration, and every single scene, it all comes out of one prompt you paste into Claude. And the best part, Claude is free, so this whole first step will cost you nothing. I'll leave the master prompt and everything else you need down in the description. You paste it into a brand new chat, and the only thing you need to change is the user input section right at the top. This is going to be 4 things. The topic scope, so either a specific country or international, the language you want the script in, the length, and of course the number of scenes. For the length, I'd personally keep it short to start. A 1-minute video is perfect, and the rule I go by is around 13 to 15 scenes for every minute. So for a 1-minute documentary that's 15 scenes, you type those 4 values in and run it. The first thing Claude gives you back is 10 title ideas, and you just reply with the number of the one you like. And then it writes everything in one go. The full voiceover script, the scene-by-scene breakdown, an image prompt for every scene, a matching motion prompt for every scene, and even the music and the thumbnail. So off the back of one prompt, you've got the entire documentary planned out. The words and every prompt for the visuals, all in a single chat. But of course, a script is just text on a screen, and the thing that actually makes someone believe this is a real documentary is the voice reading it out. And this is the step so many people rush, which is exactly why their documentaries come out sounding like a robot reading off a page. Now for the voiceover, we're using Google AI Studio, which is again completely free. So you head to the playground section in the sidebar, switch from agents to models tab, click speech and music, select Gemini 3.1 Flash TDS preview, and choose the master storyteller template. Then you copy the full script Claude wrote for you and paste it. For the actual voice, I'll go with Enceladus.
Ready to build something awesome today?
A deep American narrator, and I set the style to empathetic and the pace to natural. Now comes the part that decides whether the whole thing sounds like a real documentary or not. So we need to write the scene context and the sample context. I'll leave what I just pasted in the description down below, and all you'll need to do is just ask Claude to write you the same thing just for your kind of documentary. The scene context tells the model the setting it's narrating, something like a serious historical documentary studio, and the sample context tells it how to deliver steady and authoritative, slowing down on the dramatic lines. That's the whole secret to it sounding human. But if you skip those 2 fields, you get that flat, obviously AI read, and that's the fastest way for a channel to get written off as low effort. So fill them in, and the model will perform the script instead of just reading it. Then you hit run. It will take about 20 to 60 seconds, and then you download the narration. And once it finishes, you've got a narration track that gives you a solid base to build on. Now you've got a voice that sounds real, but it's still playing over a blank screen. So the next step is to add scenes that match it. And whether your scenes look intentional or like an AI slideshow comes down to one setting people leave on by default. So the images get made in Google Flow. This one is also free. So you start a new project and select image, and the prompts are already done for you because Claude wrote a fully self-contained one for every single scene back in that first step. Self-contained just means each prompt has the full description built in. The character, the setting, the lighting, the camera angle. So basically every scene holds the same look without you managing any of it. But before you paste anything, make sure to set the model to Nano Banana Pro and the ratio to 16:9. And that's the setting that actually matters, because Nano Banana Pro is what gives you the realistic film look instead of obvious AI art. Then you drop in the first scene's prompt and generate, and just work down the list one scene at a time. What you should know is that the prompt handles on its own for real people. If your topic has a real historical figure in it, the prompt keeps their face hidden, in shadow, or turned away. So you get the person without ever generating a fake likeness of them. The faces you do see come out clear enough, and the lighting on the first view gives you a usable documentary feel. And once they're done, you've got an image for every scene, and they hold a consistent look across the set. But still, images don't make a documentary though, and getting them to actually move is the part people either give up on or end up paying for. So let's actually go ahead and turn all of those images we've made into video, still 100% free. So the motion happens in Meta AI, and to run it all at once, you install a free Chrome extension called Auto Meta. You just click Add to Chrome. Then in Meta AI, you open the project section, open Auto Meta, and upload all of your scene images in order. Now remember those motion prompts Claude made, one for every image. You're going to paste all of them in at once with a blank line between each and hit start. Because each motion prompt is already matched to its image, the extension works through every scene on its own, and Meta AI generates the clips in the background while you do nothing. You're not sitting there clicking generate 15 separate times, it runs the whole batch for you. When the stop button disappears, that means it's finished, and every clip downloads to your device on its own, with no watermark, so the second that stop button is gone, your scenes are animated and already saved. Now the free version already gets you a usable first result for something that costs you nothing. But that's also the ceiling, because good AI video costs money. The models that actually give you that high quality, cinematic, consistent look cost real money to run, so any free tool is always going to be behind, and there's no real way around it. That's exactly why the free clips come out a little basic, why the faces and scenes drift between shots, and why the more videos you make, the faster you hit the caps and the slower it all gets. So if you want to make a lot of next level documentaries that are actually good, the kind that pull real views, paying for the right tool is always going to be your best bet. The one I go with is Higgsfield, because instead of paying for a bunch of separate subscriptions, it puts all the best image, video, and voice models in one place, and you only pay for the exact tools you actually use. And I've got a full documentary built entirely in Higgsfield linked in the description, so go check that out. If you want these at quality, the free tools just can't get you. So once your clips are done, throwing them on a timeline is the easy part, and the thing that actually makes it feel like a documentary is how you handle the music. So you import all your clips into CapCut and line them up in scene order, placing them right under the voiceover, so each scene lands on the line it's narrating. For the music, you don't need to worry about buying anything. You just go into the YouTube audio library and search something calm or intense depending on your topic and grab a free track. Then drop it under the narration and pull the volume right down around 10 to 12, because at full volume, the music drowns out the narrator and you lose every word. At 10 to 12, it stays underneath as atmosphere and the voice stays clear. Then you add your captions and export, and once it's exported, that's the finished documentary.
Somewhere in the fog of history, there exists a battle so brutal, so overwhelming, so impossibly brief that most people refuse to believe it was real. 3 hours. That's all it took. 3 hours to erase 10,000 lives from the face of the earth. It began before dawn. The soldiers had no idea what was coming. Some were still asleep. Some were writing letters home. Some were praying. None of them knew that before the sun reached its peak in the sky, they would be gone.
The voice, the visuals, and the music all together is one video. The only thing left is that nobody clicks a video without a thumbnail, and you already have a thumbnail that gets clicks. You just haven't used it yet. Because back in that very first step, the master prompt also wrote you a full thumbnail prompt, a headline, a subtext, and 3 variations, all in that bold 2D cinematic style with the red and blue lighting. So you take the base thumbnail prompt and combine it with the headline and one of the variations and paste it into Google Flow. Generate a couple of options and pick the one with the strongest contrast, because that red against blue is what makes a thumbnail readable at a tiny size and actually gets the click. And that's it. You just made a full documentary from start to finish with AI, and it cost us nothing. And the same trick with real content made with AI for almost nothing works just as well for ads. The TikTok ads people run with this look completely human, and the workflow is even faster than this one. So go click that video on the screen right now and watch the full TikTok ads with AI tutorial. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.